Hi guys, this is just a quick video about the XJW01 digital bridge. This comes in two forms. The first one is like this with an aluminium case, and it uses a 12 volt external power supply. And the other form has a built-in transformer, so you can just plug it into the mains. Now the buttons on these two systems have completely different labels, and it's very confusing to operate. And I'll try now to explain how to use them and what the buttons mean. So first of all, here are the equivalent meanings of the buttons between the two different forms of meter. So the M button on one meter is equivalent to menu, range is range button, C button is equivalent to the 0 button, the L button is equivalent to the hand button, X button is equivalent to CLR button, which does not mean clear. The R button is equivalent to the SP series parallel stroke ESR button. The Q button is equivalent to the QTY button, quantity, and the F button is equivalent to the frequency button. So I'm now going to talk about just the aluminium type of system, and you'll just have to convert these labels to the correct format. So to help you, I've printed out here some equivalent meanings. So you can see that the Q button I've got as relative or percent mode, so that allows you to compare a sample component with other components. The X button is equivalent to L, C or R, so you can choose between measuring each of those different types of component. The frequency button, C button is actually 0, so that's the one used to set the compensation for the probes. Series and parallel button is marked as R. Hand is actually the manual mode, so this is where you can change the internal measurement range. Range and menu buttons are fairly obvious. And the notation in brackets here is what the buttons do when you put it into calibration mode. And here's a quick diagram of the type 1 meter, which uses the external power source with the same buttons labelled in the same way. This makes it a lot easier to understand. I'll go through the meanings of each button now. So the first button here is the menu button, and if you press this, nothing seems to happen. But if you hold it down for 3 seconds, then the display will change, and you can then enter different modes. The main one, they're debug modes, but the main one is the calibration mode, which is when you press the range button. So I should mention that when you press these buttons, because of the software polling that's used, they don't always register. So you mustn't press them too quickly. Press them for about 1/3 of a second and then release. If you press them really quickly, it will miss your key press, and then you'll become confused as about what's actually happened. So the next button is range, and in normal operation this allows you to select different internal ranges used to measure the component under test. And here you can see the different fields on the display and what they mean. So the internal range is usually in ohms, and it's just what it uses to measure what circuit it uses to measure the current device under test. So you've got the readings on the left here. RP means resistance in parallel, RS would mean resistance in series, or series resistance, and you've got the units, and then this is the mode. It could be auto, or it can be auto C, auto R or auto L, and you've got the quality factor, the phase angle, etc. The secondary measurement is shown on the second line here. It's reactance, and it's a parallel mode, so it's parallel reactance, and this is the reading, which in this case is too high, so it's just showing as greater than 20 megohms. And then you've got the range that it's using internally, and you've got the frequency it's using internally, which could be either 100 Hz, 1 kHz or 7.8 kHz. So the next button we have here is marked as 0. This is for setting the compensation of your probes. So what you do is, first of all, you disconnect the two probes from each other so they're not shorted together, and plug all 4 wires into the box. Make sure you have the connections the right way around, so the left probe goes in the 2 left-hand sockets and the right probe goes in the 2 right-hand sockets. Doesn't matter which way around they are. And then with them open, you press the 0 button. This will start a calibration process in 3 different frequencies. When that's finished, you then short the probes together, and you're supposed to really do it with like a 1 centimeter piece of wire, so that this emulates the connection of a component. So it's the component leads, typically about 1 centimeter long, half a centimeter each side. But if you can't be bothered to do that, just short the 2 probes together, and then press 0 again to take another reading. Now you should do this each time you connect different probes, or change the probe connections around, or switch the unit on, and theoretically you should allow 10 to 15 minutes of warm-up time before you actually do this. The next button is marked Hand Auto, and this means a manual, so hand means a manual. So instead of automatic mode, when you press this button it goes into manual mode, and in manual mode you can change the internal ranges. So in manual mode you can press the range button to change the internal measurement range. You can press the frequency button to change the internal frequency that's being used to measure the device under. Or you can press the CLR button to change between series and parallel resistance. Now I know that you should press the SP button, but actually the software seems to be wrong, and you need to press the CLR button when in manual mode to change between series and parallel. Okay, next we come to this CLR button, which actually doesn't mean clear, it means capacitance, inductance and resistance. So this changes the mode from auto, which means fully automatic. It'll try and determine what the device under test is and set the best measurement, display the best measurement for you. If you press this button, you can cycle through auto C, auto L and auto R, and then back to auto again. So it'll keep it on either the capacitance measurement range, the inductance measurement range, or the resistance measurement range. So the next button will change between series measurement and parallel measurement for resistance and inductance. Really just S and P should be enough here, but they've also put stroke ESR. The next button is marked quantity, and this again really should be marked as relative percentage. So you put an exemplar standard component connected to the meter that you want to compare with other similar components, and you press this button. That will record the value that's currently being measured as the exemplar or standard value. You can then disconnect the component and connect similar components of the same or similar value, and it'll show you the percentage difference and also the actual reading of that component. So here's an example of it measuring a capacitance. It says CS for series mode, and auto C range. That's measuring the ESR it's giving you here, but the difference is the difference in the capacitance measurement between this and the first one that you measured when you press the Q button. And you can see that there's a double arrow here which is showing you the difference percentage between this and the first one that you measured. And then lastly we've got the frequency button, which changes the internal frequency used to measure the component under test. So the main takeaways from this are that the hand button is for manual mode, switching between manual and auto mode. The 0 button is for your compensation of your probes, which you should do every time you switch it on or use it. CLR does not mean clear, it means capacitance, inductance, resistance. There should be a slash between each of those to make it clearer. Okay, and the last thing we need to talk about is the calibration mode. So there are 19 parameters which are stored internally in the memory, and it's possible to load the defaults or clear the internal parameters, and also to save the defaults. So the first thing you do is you press the menu key followed by, for 3 seconds, hold it down, and then the display will change, and then press the range button and you'll now be in calibration mode. You'll then get a display on the screen which allows you to change each of the factors for calibration. And what you do is you connect various resistors which should be supplied with the kit to the probes, and you adjust it to get the correct measurement. Full details of how to do this are in the PDF, and I'll put details below in the description where you can obtain the PDF file, which is the English UK manual for this meter. I hope you find that useful. It's just a very quick video to help you use the meter.